Live! Hello, everybody, and welcome to KrakenQuest, Zeitgeist, the Gears of Revolution, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. Our intrepid heroes have braved the depths of a mysterious ziggurat and are now presented here for you. As always, we have tonight Sam playing Jack.
No guts, no galaxy.
Fair. That's.
I've been playing BattleTech.
If there weren't any guts, then yeah, we probably wouldn't have a galaxy.
I've been playing BattleTech, and I actually really like that as like an in-universe phrase. There, I think it's really cool.
We also have Catherine playing Mina.
Over the last 5 days, I have created a physical representation of my psyche. I think it's going to be within frame on Twitch, if you can't see what I'm pointing at.
You can kind of see the bottom of it, but there is a high-resolution picture of it on the Discord.
Yes, and I've created a conspiracy board.
I love it.
So
I cannot wait to fill that thing up.
Catherine was already doing it every single week. Now she just put it on the actual board for me. Like, I've made an actual board for Mina to obsess over. Yeah.
We also have James playing Deadbird. I mean, Ilferi.
This is an ex-parrot.
That was my favorite part of his death.
And we have Carter playing Zeodor.
I have 4 different computers in front of me, and we'll see how well any of them works.
Great. Can't wait to see what we run into tonight with as far as Carter's computer working adventures. As a reminder, we do have the sidebar. If you mouse over the left side of the screen, you can find character details about everyone. Last time we went into a temple.
Actually, last time we left a temple. Yeah.
Last time we left a temple. Most of us left a temple. Within that
entered another temple. Welcome to round 2, bitches.
The temple never ends. Welcome to Mr. Bones' Wild Temple.
Within that temple, our players encountered various traps and secrets and
acids,
mummies, and zombies. One of our intrepid adventurers unfortunately succumbed to the mummies.
We encountered acid and it wasn't even rum.
Stabbed. Well, his fate is unknown. The rest of our party kept running to save their own skins, and anything could have happened to Ilferi down there.
Face down in acid.
Surrounded by mummies.
So, Jack, Mina, and Zeodor rush out of the passageway leading into the temple. Only to see that they may not be out of danger yet.
Yeah.
Of course.
Is it a giant white snake? If so, Jack called it.
You emerge into the rain of the swamp, and the camp of the previous group of archaeologists that had excavated this temple, only to notice that the forms of those archaeologists who had died here begin to move and start to stand up. And looking out towards the swamp, you start to see more bodies of rotting crocodiles, peat-coated skeletons, hollowed carapaces of spiders, bats, centipedes, bloodthirsting birds, cries ringing through the night.
Birds, you say?
Oh, yes. And beneath the cries of the throng, you hear a deep sound, like a growling voice. The shambling horde starts to close in on you as you stand in the mouth of the ziggurat. And the rushing waters start to come up from below.
The rushing water that is actually acid.
Oh, yeah.
If I don't get out of here, there's a man named Sevatar that needs killing.
Not the time, Jack!
It may be exactly the time. Where's Ilferi?
Last I saw him, I shoved a good berry in his mouth and kept running. I don't think he made it.
Theodore looks back at the mouth of the temple that's filling up with acid. Do we have a clear path to the boat?
No.
Fuck.
Well, we aren't on a battle map, so
Yet. Well, yeah, we are. It's just not outside the ziggurat.
okay. Yeah. We're not on the battle map we're looking at. So can we? The hordes are approaching, and they seem pretty clearly intent on attacking us. Right? That was
Yeah.
what I got from that.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. Can we shoot our way to the boat?
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't conveyed to you the depth of shambling that's,
Okay. So the answer is no.
I don't run out of
The
fire.
word you're looking for is no.
So what do we have? A ziggurat behind us to climb?
I guess we haven't been to the top of the ziggurat. I guess we hope that there's something up there.
Might as well have a nice view while we die, as I start putting shots into the horde.
How high are the steps of the ziggurat?
they're manageable. Like, they're, tall because they're ancient and carved, but it looks like...
Sure,
people-
like
There we
the
go.
sort of thing. Yep, up the ziggurat, I guess. Because there's no zombies on the ziggurat itself, right?
Correct.
Not yet.
All right. Well, I mean, then we have one option. We go that way.
Yeah.
Mina, go up first to give us as much cover as you can. Zeodor, go
Going.
as fast as you can. I'll hold him from down here.
Okay, I'll go as fast as I can. Theodore gets to the top first.
Yep.
Theodore's very fast.
Yeah, but it's climbing, isn't it?
No, because they're just big
That's right, they're
steps.
steps. Yeah.
All right. You guys start climbing the ziggurat. Zeodor scouting ahead. Jack taking up the rear, taking pot shots at any that get too close. When you all reach the top, you look out and see just hordes of creatures still coming out of the swamp. And then a massive shape moves in the rain, almost as if the swamp itself is rising up. The swaths of the hungry dead are pulled down beneath the surface. And then a giant body of a snake wipes away a large portion of the horde.
Maybe it's friendly?
Good?
As a titanic serpent, its half-rotted skull, 20 feet long, snaps teeth upon the front line of the horde.
Huh.
Maybe
Do
it's
that every day.
friendly.
Well, it's certainly... If it's unfriendly, it's unfriendly to everyone, and that I can handle.
It turns
Fair enough.
the focus of an enormous milky gray eye upon you on top of the temple.
Alright, wave.
A deep, sibilant voice
Ooh.
rumbles out. My slumber is disturbed. You, agents of King Kalan, shall redress this offense. Most
Do I? Oh, never mind. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
most that fled your mortal trap were mute beasts. One had reason. It can be judged. Follow the scent of its homeland's blood. Find it. Cut its flesh. Then do as you please. Kill it, and it will rot. Send it home, and it will despair. Either, and I shall be appeased. And then it starts to slither back into the swamp.
Well, says Jack as he opens like a little secret compartment in his jacket and pulls out a cigarette.
You already went through your last one, remember?
Yeah, I remember that I have a secret one.
Ah, smart.
Secret double last one.
Anybody have any idea what the fuck that was?
Nope.
You've actually probably all have heard of the voice of Rot.
Oh, okay. It's some fairy bullshit, isn't it? God damn it! Why did a fairy die?
Would I have heard
also-
anything about it since I lived somewhat near here?
Yeah,
Also, he mentioned the name. Go ahead.
there definitely would have been lots of children's tales about having seen him. Your family may or may not have made offerings to him. The Fey Titans are well-known children's tales. Some people believe them to be nothing more than that, but everyone has at least heard of them.
He also mentioned the name of a king. I didn't quite catch. What was that name?
Kalan.
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 Do I know who that is?
King Kalan was the first king of Rashur.
Okay.
I see. Okay. Do we have the text of that speech? Because it was a lot.
I can send it.
Yeah.
Also,
Shit.
those of you who might think to notice, who can cast the detect planar energy spell,
Not me.
I can.
realize that you could probably use it to detect energy from a pet
Yeah.
now that you've been exposed to the energies
Yeah.
of the temple.
That seems useful.
So does it look like we can get to the boat
Oh,
now?
Yep, the undead have been wiped clear.
Well, let's figure out what that meant when we're back in town, shall we?
Okay.
Seems fair.
Hey, I actually
Follow
got
the
most
scent of
it.
its. Wait.
Sorry.
The scent of its homeland's blood.
It's gotta be a pet, right?
See? The maybe, or the dust of Apet, like the orc with the staff was talking about.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Give me 10 minutes and I'll get the detection thing going.
Yeah, I don't think I prepared it today.
Check
Yeah, I
out
didn't.
some salt and some other shit. Draws a little circle on the ziggurat root and the roof and the dust and the dirt and the grime.
While he's doing that, I'm going to look around the top of the ziggurat, see if there's anything up here.
There doesn't seem to be much. You have a better view of the swamp, but it's not to say much because you can just see more of the same. There doesn't seem to be anything of much interest up here.
Are all the undead gone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As far as you can see from here.
Is acid still pouring out of the ziggurat, or has that stopped?
As you look down towards the entrance, you see the water level rise and spill out, and a form falls out onto the dry ground, and then the waters recede.
Does it look like a fucking bird?
It does look like a fucking bird.
Zeodor's going to go inspect the fucking bird.
Y'all are
be
mean.
damned.
Isidore
Okay.
rushes down the steps of the ziggurat to the side of Ilferi. Ilferi, you are alive. As if the Raise Dead spell had been cast on.
Let me look up that spell real quick. I think I have 1 hit point.
Yeah.
You have a -4 penalty to attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time you finish a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears.
Right.
Yep.
And you are at 1 hit point.
I like that they added the until it disappears part, just so nobody goes, no, the penalty goes negative, and now I gain a +1 bonus to attack.
Right?
Because some fucks would do that.
Rules is written.
I know. Because I have to hang out with you like fucking Magic players, and you don't play tabletop war games where you think about the spirit of the rules.
Ilferi, you're no longer
Tabletop
wasted.
working. Oh yeah, I gotta fix that. Hold on.
You're unwasted.
There.
Unwasted. Yeah.
Filters. Remove color correction. Wow.
Ilferi, how did you survive?
What the fuck, man?
I don't.
I call back up to the top. He's alive!
Oh, I was halfway down the ziggurat. I chased down behind
Yep.
you.
I'm stuck doing this fucking ritual up
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. I was pretty sure I died. Do you remember anything after dying?
Shit.
The last thing you remember was being stabbed by a mummy.
Ilferi. You missed the fucking giant-ass snake.
Just you here being like, I was right, by the way, motherfucker!
What do you mean you were right? I told you about it.
But it wasn't a metaphor.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
fair. But
It was actually a giant rotting snake.
Rotting fucking snake.
and you
We're
guys aren't
pretty
dead?
No, it seems to want us to do something. We're working on that right now. But we think it might have been the voice of Rot. You know, Fate Titan, voice of Rot. Anything you can tell us?
I should have recognized that. I should have recognized it immediately.
Luckily, Jack knew some nursery rhymes about it. He was singing them under his breath the whole time. I didn't tell him, but yeah, we could totally hear.
I do weird things under stress, man.
But I was also right. It was not dangerous. Kinda.
Oh,
Right?
no, dude, no. It's
Unclear.
fucking dangerous. It needs to be appeased, and it needs us to appease it, or I think it's gonna eat my face.
Yeah, that's about right for the... Ilferi is aware they're Fey Titans, right?
Yep.
That it is a Fey Titan. Okay, yeah, that's about right for Fey Titans.
To be completely fair, it was a little unclear, and Zeodore is going to repeat what the Fey Titan said in the Fey Titan's voice, because I haven't used that ability in a while.
Oh yeah, you do
You
have
have
that.
it. Yeah.
Fled your mortal.
My slumber is disturbed. You, agents of Kalan, shall redress this offense. Most that fled your mortal trap were mutants. One had reason. It can be judged. Follow the scent of its homeland's blood. Find it, cut its flesh, then do as you please. Kill it, and it will rot. Send it home, and it will despair. Either, and I shall be appeased.
What's the mortal trap?
I'm guessing that means being alive, but I'm not sure.
Maybe we should kill little fairy.
I don't think that's what it means. Jack is casting a ritual to try to detect the traces of Apet. We think that might be the scent of the homeland's blood.
That's not a bad idea. Can I
And
sit down for a minute?
It's really that other one, but we haven't been exposed to that other one. But those orc guys through Zeodore said they smelled of the dust of Apet, even though it was a stepping stone. I don't fucking know. It's the only thing.
they smelled Apet, so hopefully we can smell Apet too.
So we're gonna sniff Apet.
That's the plan.
All right, Jack. Your ritual finishes. Oh, sorry. Did you have something?
Yep.
Theodore?
No, that was the end of it.
Give me an Arcana check.
Alright. That is gonna be 13.
All right. So you can see the aura of Apet energy, and you can smell it. It smells like a memory that you can't quite remember.
A good one or a bad one?
You can't remember.
Okay.
You see trails of it leading off away from here towards the city of Agate, where you guys cast off from.
I got the trail.
All right.
Looks like it heads back to Agate.
All right, let's hit the boats and
Let's go
follow
stop
on.
off in that town first.
I reload my guns.
Agate is the town we came directly from, right? Agate is the town we.
I thought Agate was the city.
Agate's the little town.
Oh, okay.
Seoul is the
The
bigger
city.
Seoul is the city.
Yeah.
That's right. Alright, let's go.
All right,
Fuck
you
this
two
place.
lead. Actually,
I am so tired. I
yeah.
need to lay down.
Me too.
Well, we've got two boats. We need two people driving. Mina, I think it's got to be you.
I know.
All right.
Take a boat. Mina can take a
Oh,
boat.
sorry. There was a little bit more information I just found for you, Jack.
Jack's like, wait, I just realized something.
Sorry.
Hang on.
I hadn't finished reading down. Oh, actually, this is a perception check
For everyone?
for anyone that uses the detect planar energy spell.
Well, I certainly don't
yeah.
have that prepared.
Yeah, I don't have it prepared either. It's just Jack right now.
Just check.
It's not gonna be good. 9.
Okay. You can tell about the age, roughly, of the last time somebody was here.
You're gonna say 2 weeks, aren't you?
One person left, or one entity left a little over a month ago. And then sometime between then and now, a group left.
Maybe about 2 weeks.
Trailing lesser amounts of the energy.
I get the feeling this is gonna lead us back to Flint. We're gonna have to bring shit back here.
Damn it.
Well,
Let's get back to Agate so we can get some fucking rest.
yeah.
Not the point.
Jack, you take Ilferi in the front boat, Mina, I'll need you to drive on the back one.
Yep. Can do.
I mean, I can still try,
We
but
have to make checks to
No.
get back to Agate.
I assume we can follow that since Jack is following the trail and we're following Jack.
So
we don't need to make any checks.
I'm the dungeon
Unless-
master, thank you.
I said I assume. That's my assumption.
But yes,
You can tell me if I'm wrong.
But yes, you are able to follow the trail. Also, the swamp doesn't seem as hostile now.
Oh.
Creatures that you were very close to running into creatures many times on your way out here, but on the way back, things don't seem to focus on you as much, and you have like currents that actually are like helping you along. So
All the animals feel better because all of the acid in the swamp is now contained in that ziggurat.
So it only takes you about 12 hours to get back.
Great.
So we're still getting back in like late evening, I think, right?
No, it's like we went in there at 1 p.m. So if we're leaving at 3
so
p.m., we're
it's
getting
like-
there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You also
Yep.
spent a good bit of time in the temple. You guys took some longer checks to do some things. I was assuming it to be evening by the time you came out.
We stumble half dead, covered in swamp and blood, into the inn.
And by this point, it's probably
Early
late
morning.
morning.
Oh, late morning. Ugh.
The innkeeper gives you a look and says, "You look about as well off as the last crew that came out of there."
You don't say.
Let me guess, about 2 weeks ago?
Grunt the affirmative.
great. I need a room, please.
We all do.
No problem. Meals?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
No offense, Ilferi, but I'd like to eat something other than a good berry.
I do too.
The innkeeper gestures at a table and puts some room keys on the bar and heads into the back.
Do it kind of like starts sliding down to a chair and then just like fucking drops into it. Just
James, you seem to have acquired a child.
Yeah. Just ignore it.
James, who's your familiar?
Anyways, I'm gonna take that key and I'm going up to my room immediately.
Okay.
Like, food can wait.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm just gonna...
Ilferi, the food doesn't even smell good to you. Like, you're so exhausted, and the food, like, smells too fresh.
He's a zombie now!
Yeah.
No.
At any rate, I'm just gonna throw 8 gold down on the counter. I assume that covers
Yeah,
a room and a meal for 4 people for a night.
That should be plenty. People out here.
Yep. Yeah, there's just 8 gold. And I'm gonna eat.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
They bring out some stew. Probably spider. Crocodile, maybe.
Do not give a
Yep,
shit.
it's fine.
I mean, it could be gator. Gator is delicious.
Gator is
Gator's
delicious.
fine.
Ilferi's technically full. He's eaten a couple good berries, so
I'm technically full.
The food is good. And yeah, so you guys are gonna spend the night here.
Yeah. Well, day, kind of, because it's like
Yeah.
morning, right?
Probably gonna rest for like 24 hours, man.
Fair.
We take
Cool.
2 long rests in a row.
there's actually a rule: you can't take a long rest more than, or you can't take more than 1 long rest per 24 hours.
Yeah. I mean,
LF.
you
Cool,
can
we take a
continue
long rest.
resting. You just don't get the benefits of
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair.
As soon as someone brings food and puts it on the table in front of us, I'm just like, okay, just humor me? What day is it today?
They like count their fingers. 7th fall.
Perfect. Awesome. Good.
562.
Yeah, right? You've been gone a whole year.
No, I only have 30 of those.
Hey, good news, guys.
What?
It's the right day.
We didn't experience time dilation. Yay!
Yeah.
Or we experienced it twice and it canceled out. I don't know how
But
time
I
works.
don't care.
I
It's
was
the
worried
right
about
day.
that, so that's good.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure how long I was in that hallway.
Ugh.
I ran 400 feet down a 20-foot hallway.
I jumped over like 4 pit traps.
I got stabbed by all of those pressure plates, and then I got stabbed by all of those fucking mummies, so I don't want to hear it, Jack.
Yeah.
I showed you where they all were.
Yeah, good job finding those.
Thanks.
Are you guys still in the tavern for this?
Yup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're just
couple
talking
of-
about this.
A couple of like
Just kinda
off-duty
decompressing.
hunters kind of like look over at you guys and kind of like start mumbling to themselves.
I would like to attempt to notice anyone is. I mean, we are not being subtle. It would hardly count. But anyone who is eavesdropping on us.
Sure. They're not really eavesdropping. They are just hearing you guys
Yeah.
talk loudly about mummies and traps.
But they are
Paying
noticing us and
Oh, yeah.
paying attention.
Oh yeah,
So that would be what? Perception check?
sure.
That's 15.
Yeah, so there's a large bearded man who has like like a spear leaning up against the wall next to him, who's just kind of like munching on some stew and looking over at you guys.
Ever eat one of those meals where you're like, you range between super chatty and so tired and hungry that all you can do is stuff your face?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this meal is.
Yeah.
Zeodor is going to, without being subtle at all, say, that guy with the spear over there seems to have taken an interest. Wonder if he...
I'm too tired to do anything about it.
I'm just wondering if he's taking notes on us or the ziggurat.
Dude, if he wants to go out there, fuck him. He can go. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'd recommend against it.
Does his demeanor seem to change at all?
He just like puts down his bowl from his mouth for a second. Is like, no, it just sounded interesting. Where did you guys drag in from?
You ever hear about that big ziggurat in the swamp?
Zig a what?
Big
Yep.
temple.
I haven't heard anything. There's some other city folk came through here, but nothing
Yeah, they were
exciting
looking
much has
for
come
it
here.
too.
Yeah, we went where they went. I wouldn't recommend it.
Their treasure?
Nope.
No, that's all gone.
That depends. Do you count being dissolved in acid as treasure?
Scratches his beard for a second. No, I guess I wouldn't.
Then probably not, no.
Hey, you're the ones that warned us about the spider attack the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Il Fairy did. He's the other one who's with us. He went up to the room already. He's
He
dead tired.
died.
He just like raises his bowl in like a gesture of camaraderie and then slurps down the rest.
Jack kind of raises his glass up to him, passes out for a second, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
I think I'm going to bed.
Theodore starts waving his good hand, forgetting that he was using it to hold on to the chair.
Okay.
Jack will kind of have firemen's carry Theodore up to the room.
Cool.
I gotta walk my own ass? Fuck you guys.
Look, for a minute, Theodore had one working limb there in that document.
I go to bed.
Alright.
I think we all do. Even Theodore goes to bed, fucking somehow. It doesn't say in the rules that I can, but fuck you, I do it.
Does it say that you can't, though?
He's immune to sleep.
It says that I can't be put to sleep by magic, and it says that I don't sleep. It doesn't say anywhere that I'm physically incapable of sleeping. It's a little unclear,
What
to
the
be
fuck
honest.
is this?
You are immune to sleep.
That's what you guys do every time.
That was like dying! Jesus!
I saw things.
But like not things that were real, like things that weren't. What do you do? How do you handle this?
Why were there so many penises?
Alright. So you guys all go and take a long rest and wake up sometime towards the evening.
Fucking thank God.
How long was that train ride?
About a day.
Okay, cool.
But we'd still have to get back to Bull before we could take the train anyway.
Yeah, I know. Not that I'm looking forward to any part of that, but I'm tired. I'm still just so tired.
Fair, you were probably dead yesterday.
I'm surprised you aren't dissolved.
Same. How the fuck did you ride like a wave of acid out of that thing and you're like not singed to death?
I don't know, but that sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah,
No one will believe you.
the acid hurts. The acid hurts, and Theodore holds up his pants that have been partially eaten away.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Luckily, the boots are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me manage some spells.
Yeah, I've got to change some things around.
I don't think I want to be friends with animals anymore.
Fuck
Nah,
you
animals
guys.
suck.
Alright, so what's the plan from here?
Where's
Unprepare
the,
that spell because I've literally never
I
cast it.
wake up and do the ritual. Where does it point?
Hit points down the road, out of town, back towards Bull.
Okay, I'm going to do the ritual as well. I'm going to retune Koku.
That's good. Reminder. We're here in Bull now. Or we're here in Agate, which is like a little bit further away from Bull. Quick answer.
To detect planar energy to make sure that they went back to Bowl.
I did.
You did?
Already. That's
Okay.
where it's pointing me.
Sorry, got it. I got distracted by a text message.
Yeah, Jack is doing it, and Zeodor is also doing it.
Cool.
Everybody's doing it.
It lasts an hour, right?
Hot Mina.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, it lasts an hour. So basically, every half hour we can switch off.
Yeah.
So that way we don't have it doesn't have to go down while we're doing the ritual.
And if
That would be too slow. Never mind. Let's not do that. I just realized that would mean that we're stopping for 10 minutes every 30 minutes.
If you guys are using it to look around town, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing it before we leave town. Because we're following the trail.
Are you going to look around town or just?
I mean, where's the trail? Isn't the range really big on it?
Yeah. Like there's some that kind of covers around in the town. Like there's some at the inn. There's some down by the docks.
I mean, well, we should discuss it in character. It seems like they stayed here for a bit. We should probably check out anywhere that's got a significant amount of the residue still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time of day did we wake up?
Let's just say 8 o'clock for propriety's sake.
Okay.
8 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we were down for like 12 hours.
yeah.
And it was late morning by the time we got in to the town.
All right, lead the way then.
All right. You follow you follow the scent to the docks, where there's one boat in particular that seems to have a large amount of the Apet energy. There's like one of the supply stores has like some trails going in and out around the inn. Not much else besides that.
Hey, quick question. Are we leaving trails of Apet energy?
Give me a perception check.
Fuck a mind-eating donut.
Can I also do that?
That's a
Sure.
20.
And 20 is good.
Yeah, so your trails seem to match those. Like, if you were to estimate, your trail is similar in power to the ones that seem about a week or 2 weeks old. The one from a month ago is stronger than that one, than the trails that you were leaving, and the ones that the other group left.
Okay. So it seems like that older trail, whatever it was, it had a lot more energy. So that must be the one that we need to follow.
Yeah.
For now, the paths seem to be together, but when they diverge, because of fucking course they're going to, I guess we follow that. But also, waves his arm around. We're leaving a trail too. So let's try not. Yep, let's just try not to get our trail mixed up and start following ourselves in circles.
Yep. Alright.
Okay, so do we want to talk to the person at the? You said it was a supply store that had a bunch of trails going in and out.
Yeah, like a general store. Well, I guess
Does the
they're
biggest...
probably not open this time of night. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Is the biggest, like the strongest trail lead here at all, or just the weaker trails?
With the supply store?
Yeah.
Give me, well, whoever's has the thing will have to give me a perception.
I think that's Zeodor again.
And you, I think we both did it. But I got a 22.
I got a 21.
Nice.
It's hard at times to distinguish, but it does seem as though the stronger trail has gone in and out of this store as well.
Okay. Okay, that's something. It wasn't single-mindedly on a mission to leave the ziggurat.
Is there anywhere else in town that the stronger trail leads?
Not in particular.
Okay. We might have to stay one. It might be prudent to stay one more day to talk to the proprietor of the general store,
It's fine by me.
but it also might be prudent to get a move on before we lose the trail. I'm not sure. Jack, you have more experience with this sort of thing. What do you think?
It's probably better we get moving. Granted, we've got a magical trail now, so...
But, and I mean, it's the other one's been there for at least 2 weeks, so I mean, like, the trails don't dissipate terribly quickly.
Yeah.
That's
Asking
true.
won't take that long.
I mean, it's 8 p.m. All we have to do is wait for, 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, they're closed? I missed
Yeah.
that part.
We need to wait like 11
Yeah, it's too
hours.
late. We go up to the store and we press the wait button.
Right?
Okay. Well, what do we want to do for 11 hours?
Is there anything else of note that it's going to?
We could check out the boat
I suppose.
Sure.
that the more recent trails went to.
Yeah.
Is the boat just like tied up at the dock?
Yep.
Well, let's go take a look at it. How's it look? Sturdy?
Dirty boat.
Do I like the cut of its jib?
It's a pretty good cut. Doesn't have any jibs though.
I don't.
It's pretty small.
Ilfairy, you know about boats. I don't know that you know much about this type of boat, but you know about boats. Anything you can tell us?
It certainly does float right now.
That's good for a boat, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything like unique about this boat that I can identify?
Why don't you give me some sort of boat checking check?
Okay.
As a
how about,
name.
like
as in-
water vehicles check.
Sure.
What ability score should I use with it?
I think intelligence, but
Sure. That seems appropriate.
Okay, well, I'm dumb, so...
Right, bird brain, I forgot.
16.
Looks like a pretty good boat. Pretty sturdy.
Good boat.
Has a pretty good
Sturdy.
cut of its jib, which it doesn't have.
Good jib cut.
I was wondering about that. I
Um,
was just going to imagine it just had a jib without any of the rest of the sailing gear.
but no, there doesn't seem to be anything too special about it. It
Other than
looks
that,
like it could have
nothing special.
it could have held up to half a dozen people, maybe.
Maybe 3 tieflings and 2 humans.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe specifically exactly that.
I mean, that is one configuration of people that could fit in there. I could also give you a lot of other ones, but I'm a little too tired for that.
Does it have a name painted on the side?
No,
Is it the SS Slapped Ass?
it is not.
Okay.
Is it the SS Chapped Ass?
Nope, it's not that either.
I paint the SS Slapped Ass on the side of it. Shit, I don't have any paint. Never mind, I don't do
Well,
that.
you can actually wipe it off in the grime of the swamp if you wanted to.
Excellent.
Wash me.
wash.
Zeodor writes a dirty word in ancient on the side of it.
Nice.
What's that say?
Posterior.
Zeodor looks at it, looks around, and then just like leans over and whispers something in Ilferi's ear.
You what?
You could
I
have
cast deep water and I wash that shit off.
You could have an inspiration for that, Zeodor.
Yes.
Fitting to do that.
Did the sticky note remind you?
No, I lost the sticky note when I moved my desk.
No,
Oh, no!
sticky
Sticky
note.
That's why I haven't given inspiration the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's why.
You never give inspiration.
I give it more often than you did.
Well, maybe you guys should have done things that were inspiring.
I did! I became evil for you!
I gave you inspiration for. Yes, James,
Oh,
because
man.
you needed to be more overpowered.
I just realized James died in both campaigns.
You're just realizing this?
And was
Yeah.
brought back.
Yes.
The first thing I brought up after the game last week. To Sam, not to everybody.
But also brought back.
Yeah,
By
I know.
Powers. Yes.
By some weird ass fucking powers.
Do I feel weird? Other than tired?
Are you gonna take all of the magic items that
Well,
we find?
funny you mentioned that. As you guys are walking through town, you pass by like the garbage pile, and it smells delicious.
No.
That rotten fish head just looks so appetizing to you.
Take it.
Just like take the fish head and like shove it in your beak.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of pirate thing?
What?
The rotten fish head. I'm not familiar with the custom.
Oh, it's just fermented properly.
In the trash.
Zeodor looks at the garbage, looks at O'Ferry, looks at the garbage, looks at O'Ferry. Yep, if you say so, buddy.
I'm not the one writing horrible profanities on boats.
Have me there.
Hey James, did you eat the fish head?
I did.
You could have an inspiration.
Yay.
All right. What are we doing for the next 11 hours or so?
Sleeping.
But not long resting. Just regular sleep, I guess.
This is not the say with the sawmills, right? Bull was the say with the sawmills.
Yep, there is Jack all here.
I guess I'll go fishing.
Hey, Jack, everything's here.
I guess I'm gonna go buy more Leaf of Nicodemus, roll up some cigarettes, and fish.
All right.
We're just gonna go fishing with Jack. Zeodor's never been fishing before.
Cool.
I want to see if I can commune with the Fae here.
Okay.
I want, like, Ilferi just wants to know what the hell happened to him.
Okay.
And it's, like, it's weird that I'm finding rotten stuff appetizing, right?
I mean, you've never done that before.
Okay.
Does it occur to him as being strange?
It's not like a forethought. It's like, oh man, I'm so hungry. That looks delicious. And then like halfway through eating it, he's like, huh. It's a little strange. Oh well.
Halfway through eating a rotten fish head, it occurs to you that you don't normally eat rotten fish heads.
But man,
This thought,
like
however,
rotten
does not
fish
disturb you.
man, I love me some rotten fish head.
I guess I like rotten fish. You know, I've never tried it before. for some reason.
How
yeah.
are you electing to communicate with the Fae?
So I have that flower. I guess I summon a Fey spirit and see if that does anything.
Okay.
Like the spell. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember the ritual I did last time. Or if I did one at all. No, How did I contact the last person? I think I asked a favor, but I don't remember everything that entailed.
Probably something to do with, like, toadstool circles or something. Talking to trees. Clapping hands. I don't know, whatever you want it to be. Do the chicken dance.
I'll make it like
It's the parrot dance, thank you.
All birds are chickens.
Damn it.
would it
Arise,
occur to me
chicken.
to make like a circle of
Arise.
rotten stuff?
Okay.
Look at all these chickens.
Sure.
Something's scaring all these chickens.
Like something related to the domain of the what is his name? The Lord of Rot, right?
Voice of Rot.
Voice of Rot. Brought me back. So
That seems reasonable.
Rot. Yeah. And I guess just for good measure, I'll use the summon face spirit spell like in an unorthodox manner. Like I'm using the spell slot, I'm using the item, but not to do that exact spell description. If that makes sense.
Sure. You don't have to use up the spell slot. We can just kind of do it kind of as a ritual sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you arrange the rotten fish heads in a manner that seems pleasing to you, and start your
That does not involve being in my mouth.
start meditating, and you hear a voice. Probably, well, I mean, you didn't hear it the last time, but you do hear a deep rumbling voice in your head.
He heard Zeodor's imitation of it.
That's true.
Which, according to my character sheet, is perfectly accurate.
I've already explained to you what is required. I do not relish being disturbed.
Actually, he didn't explain to Ilferi. In fact, Ilferi is the one of us he didn't explain it to.
You're not here.
Fair enough.
You're at the tavern getting drunk.
I wasn't there for that. Actually, I'm not totally sure what happened to me or why I'm alive.
Do you now know what I wish?
I heard it from the mouth of mortals.
Then
But can
that
that
is
truly be
sufficient.
trusted?
It can.
Alright, well, I'm trying to put down mortals, but I guess he likes us.
Like might be a
Mortals
strong
be
word.
pretty cool, yo.
Could you at least explain how I'm alive? Why I'm alive?
You are alive to accomplish the task I set out.
And after that's completed?
We shall see how you perform.
This may be overstepping. and you can just ignore me, but do you have any additional information that might help us? It's a little vague, considering that we've never seen the person that you want us to track down. Or the thing that you want us to track down.
You don't hear a response after a few minutes of waiting.
Alright. Okay. Thank you, and we will complete our task to the best of our ability as quickly as possible. And then
On time and under budget.
And then I guess I break the circle by picking up the fish heads and, snacking.
Jack and Zeodor go on a magical fishing adventure. The fish practically jump up into the boat.
Wow.
You see a couple of really weird-looking fish, Zeodor sees a couple of really weird-looking fish, and Jack explains to him how they're perfectly normal. What are you talking about? Because he grew up eating them, probably.
I spent decades on the ocean. Never once went fishing.
How? I say that in character.
Yeah. It's surprising what you don't manage to accomplish when you've got the job to do.
Never even just ran lines off the boat.
Oh, sure, some of the other people did. But just dropping a net and watching the net come back up, it's not really the same. We were sailing tall ships, so it was pretty hard to fish for much of anything smaller than several hundred kilo, and I wasn't much help with that.
What the fuck is a kilo?
Zeodor's been using kilos this whole time. Dracker's on the metric system. Get with it.
It's nice to do something calming and simple every now and then.
Oh. You must know something about not getting to do about missing things while traveling. You were in the Yarosol Wars, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
You never talk about it.
It's not... What I did in the war isn't really something that's fun to remember. You ever hear the Risk Breakers?
No, can't say I have. I spent most of the war over near Chrysalir.
We were units that were isolated. We'd work behind enemy lines, disrupting supply lines, and war gets messy. There's a lot of involvements with the locals that they would send people like me to clear up.
Zeodor starts to ask a question, and halfway through the motion realizes what Jack means and realizes he doesn't have anything to say. I think at that point he goes quiet and we fade to black.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Nice. So, did anyone else have any plans for the evening?
Mina is in her room reading and going over notes that she's been taking.
I can't think of anything right now to poke at you. I think you've gotten a lot of things covered there already.
You've gotten a lot of pokes already today.
Yeah, and she's probably not actually processing anything. It's one of those things she reads the same paragraph 5 times.
Fair enough.
And then one of the walls in the room turns into a mummy and stabs Mina.
And then she wakes up out of her sleep because she didn't off.
You gotta stop doing cocaine off your own horns.
That sounds really difficult.
Yeah.
It's a pretty advanced technique.
Fair enough. I don't do a lot of cocaine. I guess I wouldn't know.
It's kind of like when dogs have treats on their face and they flick them into their mouth.
But it's a powder, so it's really impressive to look at.
It really is.
Anyway, so you all return after a little while to the inn for another night.
I imagine Zeodor and Jack just kind of like give the fish to the innkeeper.
Yeah.
The innkeeper nods appreciatively, and then you guys turn in for the night.
I want to cast Goodberry really quick and eat one. Does it taste normal?
It tastes funny. It's like too sour, like too fresh. Like
I'll give one to everyone else. Can you eat this and tell me if it tastes funny? It tastes funny. To me.
I eat the good berry. Does the good berry taste normal?
good berry tastes normal.
Tastes the same as always.
Tastes fine.
You've been through a lot, Ilferi. Maybe you just need some rest.
Yeah. So weird though.
You do
I
seem
don't
tired.
remember
Gil.
liking fish heads like that, but maybe I've just never had them before.
Maybe. The fish here are... He looks to make sure that Jack's not over his shoulder. Really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
So
see that.
maybe their heads are just better. I'm not sure. The next day.
The next day. There's some fish stew in the morning.
The next day, but
Innkeeper.
not a long rest, right?
It's prepared. Correct.
Okay.
Well, Zeodor doesn't want any because it's weird.
Theodore's still going to try it. Apparently the heads are delicious.
But
There-
only after they sit in the trash for a while.
There actually are some heads left in the stew.
Yeah. How do you make fish stew?
We age them in trash cans. So
This is Icelandic fish stew?
Yeah. What do they call it? Lutefisk?
Lutefisk.
Lutefisk.
Yeah. Is the E silent or not?
I can never tell.
I have no idea.
I think it's just lutefisk.
I think it is just Lutefisk.
Skull!
It's lutefisk.
That's
It's
what
the
you think
fisk
it's
you
right.
put in the lute.
Uh,
You take a lute, you put the fisk in. Anyway,
I'm gonna have some of that soup. Does that soup taste weird?
yeah, it tastes weird.
I'm also going to have some of that soup. Does that soup taste weird?
No, it tastes delicious.
Awesome. Jack, you're right. These are good fish.
I'm occasionally right about things.
Do you guys have any, like, banana peels or something?
Are you talking to the innkeeper?
Yeah.
He looks at you funny and keeps wiping down the counter.
Oh, Fairy, I don't know if anyone in this place has seen a banana.
I mean, it's possible. It is a tropical climate, but
Probably has access
I
to
don't know. I've
bananas
seen a
because
whole lot of swamp.
They've seen a
if they-
spider nana.
if they don't live, if bananas don't grow, in or around Flint, they definitely grow in Ursel.
yeah. So
so-
maybe they probably wouldn't be imported to here, but
They could be. There are trains.
well, there isn't a train
You know
to
what?
here.
I
but-
bet
That's
the
true. That's
water
right.
here
Train
makes
goes to
some really
Bowl.
good soup. Like, it's really earthy and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Theodore, taste it. I mean, it seems normal to me, but yeah, sure.
Oh, well. Ilfari's gonna go. Let me just test something really quick. How's my water skin taste?
Water's fine.
Okay. Now let me go out to the swamp. Let me try that water.
Water's like has so much flavor there. Like,
Oh God.
it's like
Yeah,
it's like a
let's-
fine wine almost.
Let's replace my water skin with swamp water. Fuck it.
That dysentery.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm not getting sick, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel sick eating
Not
this,
yet.
right?
Yeah.
Zombies don't get sick.
Oh my god, I found a higher resolution version of the map. So much better. Yeah, sorry, I was distracted. No, the world map. Oh. The second one was supposed to be
Office.
Nice.
the second one was supposed to be the city.
Wow.
But whatever. Anyway, what are we doing?
Alrighty, boys. Are we headed over to the general store?
That's the plan.
Yep.
So it is now morning.
Dawn of the third day. Dun, dun. We look up in the sky. It has an angry face, and it's very close.
No!
Catherine's afraid of the moon.
I'm afraid of that moon?
All right.
But if we go to the moon, you get a golden gun, apparently.
I mean, fair.
But also, when we get back to Flint, I definitely want to find out if that man has been to Apet.
Yep. No, I'm 100% with you.
all right. Well, what are you doing for now?
General
Going to the general
store.
store.
The general store.
All right. Go to the general store. There is a general store manager.
Can you describe everyone that's been here in the last month
Wow.
that has been from outside?
Well, there is
Okay.
Billy Bob. We sure have had a lot of city folk come through lately. Been good for business. Tell you what. Guess it was about last month we had a couple of fellas come on through. They head out into the swamp for a little bit. Didn't hear from them for a little bit, but every now and then they'd come back into town for supplies. I'd fix them up. I usually get stuff like some rope. I needed pickaxes, some rations. I'd fix them up with
did-
whatever they needed.
Was one of them a human woman, red hair, brown journal with her name on it?
Don't know nothing about the journal, but rest of that seems about right. Friends of hers?
What about the rest of them? What they look like? And how many were there?
She was the one who came mostly from the first group. Don't know much about her companions. They passed on through town on the way in, but they were Seem to be human folks.
And there was another group maybe 2 weeks ago.
Ah, yeah. They didn't stay for too long in town. Saw them passing through here and there. Came in the shop for a minute or two. Get some supplies.
Did you happen to notice them taking anything with them when they left?
Oh yeah, they had a big old cart rigged up with a big something wrapped up.
About the size of the dinner table?
I'd reckon.
Okay. Definitely same group. Has anyone else been through? Anyone else from out of town?
No, not so much. Not often we get visitors. Those groups were the first we'd seen in quite a spell.
Well, that confirms all my theories. I mean, answers all my questions.
Can I interest you in any pickaxes or food rations? Ropes?
I'll take a pickaxe. How much? He's a big I get a pickaxe.
how much is the pickaxe?
Was not expecting a yes. Let's call it
How much are artisans' tools?
that's what I was looking for. Tools.
20 or 50, something like that.
Carpenter's tools, cobblers, cooks, glassblowers.
There's a bunch of different.
Mason's tools? Perhaps?
Sure, why not?
10 gold.
Done.
Seems fair. A shovel is 2.
5 times. Some nice pickaxe.
That's a pretty nice pickaxe. Oh, pick.
Sweet.
Miners. 2 gold.
Hey, there we go.
Hell
It's actually
yeah!
on the adventuring gear list.
Sure, why not?
Done.
He asked for 5 gold.
Alright, give him 5 gold. I don't even haggle.
Theodore looks at the price that clearly said 2 gold and has been flipped upside down. Doesn't say anything. Well,
Oopsie. Sorry about that.
did anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
Nope. Actually, when they left. I mean, when they came here and went back towards Dole, what order did they leave in?
What order?
Yeah, what group went back to Dole first? What group went back second?
Well, the one that was here a month ago went first, and the one that was here 2 weeks ago went second.
Alright, I mean, it could have been that, the newer group was there for a shorter time or something like that, so.
What?
Worth asking.
I think he means Ilferi, I think he means that the group that was here a month ago went back about a month ago.
Okay, no, I thought you meant they arrived a month ago.
All right. I think we turn the ritual back on
Okay.
and follow the trail.
Right.
How many of us are doing it? Theodore's doing it.
I don't have it prepared.
Trail leads out of town towards Bowl.
Oh, Bull,
And
not
we're
Dole.
walking the bowl.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, you just sounded like an ignorant city folk is all.
Yep.
You follow the trail. It's leading on the road straight towards where you came from. It took you the better part of the day to to get out here on that road. So you estimate it'll be about the same going back. An hour into it, the ritual fades away, but you, as far as you can see, the trail is still leading the same way.
Yeah, I mean, once we get further down the road, we'll check again.
Okay.
While we're walking. So, guys,
Yeah.
has anybody else been looking over Navard Setchum's prophecies?
Obsessively.
Obsessively?
Not really.
I've been thinking about them, but I mean, yeah, I've thought about it.
Are we in the middle of one of them right now?
Which one?
The first one after the big one? Honestly, it was the guy at the general store that made me think of it just now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been reading these like every night, but...
She pulls out the compact version of her
Oh!
bulletin board.
She's got the notebook!
Just say, like, on the road.
The corkboard is at home! A woman sat on a leather couch in a waiting room surrounded by red curtains. She held a gold coin, rolled it across the back of her fingers. A pick lay against the couch. I asked her what she was waiting for. She answered in a language I didn't know, saying the place I'm going isn't here yet.
Okay.
Language
Possibly, but I
we
mean, other
didn't
than
know.
a pick, what's the...
In a language I didn't understand.
Like ancient.
Like,
Right.
I know the languages Navard spoke because I looked into it. And so I thought it was one of the other languages, but now we have someone in our party who speaks a language they didn't speak before we came here.
But it's not a woman.
No, but Zambia is.
A gold coin.
I mean, it's a big-ass coin, but what if they're talking about something the size of a dinner table?
Or
Not everything has to be a, direct
Literal.
correlation.
Yeah.
No, I'm
might
definitely
have
aware of
something.
that. I've seen a few of them. They
Or it
don't
could
make
even
a lot of
be,
sense.
It could even be an amulet.
That too. I'm just saying. And the place I'm going isn't here yet. That bullshit in that temple sure seemed like stuff was coming through here.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like some kind of Apet fuckery.
Now,
Yeah,
maybe I'm
sounds very
insane.
possible.
You guys can tell me I'm insane. That's fine. I've been obsessing over this shit. But the
Where-
pick is what made me think of that first one.
Where did
And
we
then-
meet her again?
Where did we meet Zambria?
Mhm.
At the university, Mitchell University.
Hardwhite. She's from Mitchell in Shale. Slate. But you guys met
Yeah.
her
Right.
At Hardwhite.
Right. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yes.
Not in like a doctor's office or anything.
No, we met her
No.
at the place she had in Flint.
She had apartments
Yeah,
arranged for her
Oh, okay.
at the university.
There were, yeah. But it could be her.
And like, here's the thing. This specific one, it doesn't make me feel good or bad about what's being talked about. Like, I don't necessarily think she's like evil or some shit.
It's just saying something's changing.
Sure.
Maybe.
I don't know. It just popped out to me once he said she was there for pickaxes and shit. Which I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier.
As long as we're discussing plans involving Zambria, she left a month ago. And
Yeah.
there is a strong possibility that she is the strong trail we're following.
I agree.
If she's the strong trail we're following, then that means that the voice of Roth just asked us to either kill or banish Zambria Meredith.
So then we find out why first, and then
something
make a
that's-
decision from there.
Right. Or something that's posing as Zambria Meredith.
That too.
Good point.
All I'm saying is maybe when we meet her again, Theodore slips a little ancient into what he's saying, and maybe if she responds in a language Navard didn't know.
It's a plan. It's something
Pretty
to
good
try.
plan.
And I don't know what the play is here. Like, again, some of these have been creepy as fuck, and some of them clearly denote danger, but this one doesn't.
What are the prophecies before and after that one?
The one this is the first one he did before he died. The one before is the big one that he gave out at his speech, saying that the Cauldron Hill's unsafe and it's going to be unsafe and we're going to get tricked into thinking it's safe, but really it's not safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one after is the one about a trumpeter carrying a lantern onto a stage. And having now traveled there, it made me think of Bull, honestly. With that thriving theater district of theirs. But I don't know what that means yet. I don't know what any of that shit means yet. I don't know what any of this shit means. It's just once he said pickaxes, the pick reminded me.
She is an archaeologist. It does fit.
Maybe I'm just so used to these visions that, like, I'm not that concerned. Like, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. It's good to have a warning, but you can't change it.
Okay, well then you explain to me how the one about someone hanging from chains is comforting.
I'm not saying it's comforting, I'm saying that there's nothing that can really be done to stop it from happening. We have a warning. We know something like that could happen, but getting scared about it doesn't help you deal with the situation when it comes up. But I have these visions all the time, and you're not used to it. So it's a different perspective that I don't have.
Thanks.
I'm not saying that what you're doing is wrong. I just don't have the perspective that you're putting into it.
I don't know what any of it means, but it made me think of it.
I think she's got an idea.
I don't think you're on the wrong track at all either.
Mina, you can have a point of inspiration.
This is an inspiring night for us all.
Not me. I'm exhausted.
This is an inspiring night for everyone who matters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of thought you were going to get inspiration on the boat.
Yeah, me too.
I was distracted back then because I was looking at the map stuff. So you can have a point of inspiration for the boat story because you opened up the summary and bared your heart.
Now, quick, stab him while it's open.
No, I'm not a stab zombie.
No.
Stab
What
zombie?
I guess what I mean by all this is that, like, maybe I'm not putting in the effort that I should be with the visions that I have, and you have all these that weren't even yours, and you're putting all this extra effort into it.
Well, after Navarre died, it felt like someone needed to.
And it should have been me, and I've been.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much thrust the torch into your hand.
And I have not picked up the effort like I should have.
Maybe. Maybe we should get you home, Il Fairy. You do seem a little off. And to be fair, you were face down in the pool of acid about
Stabbed
a day
by
ago.
Mummies.
So it could do you good to get home.
True, but this whole vision thing, like, that's been before this whole ordeal happened.
True.
It's putting some things in perspective, that's all. I'm letting you guys down as far as my role within the team.
Theodore pointedly says nothing in response to this comment.
Yeah.
And we're walking down the road. And we're walking.
Eventually, after we've gone, I don't know, a few miles past when we last saw the trail, I'll retune Koku's eyes so that we can just check it for now and again, make sure everything's still good.
All right. No changes on the trail. Still seems to be heading steady onward. and you guys keep that same pattern until arriving back into the city of Bowl. Um, by this point, it's mid-afternoon or so.
Yeah.
Does the trail linger? Do either of the trails linger around the city of Bull?
Give me a perception check.
5.
Hard to say. It's kind of
The
mingled
trail.
up. It seems that the trail is harder to follow once you've gotten into the city.
Theodore's got the double monocles on, and it's just like, it gets fuzzy here. Coco, come back down. I don't know. I can't tell one trail from the next over here. Jack, you'll ferry. Either of you can do any better.
Tomorrow I can.
Let
Perhaps
me
we
give it a
rest here
try.
and then I can take a look tomorrow. I mean, Jack obviously can do it whenever.
Well, Jack, why don't you take a look around? If there's nothing interesting, we'll just take the train back home.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. What do you need, Chris?
Perception.
It is going to be 21.
Okay. Like I said, the trail is harder to follow in the city. It just seems like people walking seems to disturb it somewhat.
Yeah.
But it does seem to generally head towards the train station.
Okay. It looks like it heads toward the train station, so we don't have to waste too much time around here.
Yeah, it'd probably be better to just head home anyway. We can take a sleeper car back up, same as we did down.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite. I'm so excited to be in a giant box of metal death.
Maybe you'll want to eat it this time.
Well, would you rather be asleep on the train or awake on the train?
I'd rather there be no train. No be
I'd
train.
rather no be train.
No be train.
That I can't help you with.
Right. So, hooray, trains.
It doesn't even have screws on it.
Hmm?
Oh, I was holding up an astrolabe as a prop and pretending to fiddle with it with the screwdriver, but this doesn't have screws on it. It's got rivets.
You go to the train station and check the schedule. It doesn't look like there's another train heading out till morning, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I should have expected that.
Yeah, why not? Get you some levity.
I'm so tired.
But if somebody runs on with a torch, I'm leaving.
That's fair.
Lantern and a trumpet.
Okay, lantern and a trumpet.
And you can't see their face.
Yep. Or our faces either.
Unfortunately,
Anyway.
the only show playing is Lantern and a Trumpet.
A 2-part one-man act.
No, there's like a seems to be like a equivalent of a romantic comedy playing tonight.
Hell yeah. I have been with the boys entirely too long. I am in.
Romeo and Juliet and spiders.
I don't care. I'm in.
Sorry, that's a weird porn parody, but let's roll with it, okay?
Show's decent. Pretty good considering that, you know, it's not what you're used to seeing in Flint. But they seem to have some pretty good talent here.
Yeah, not bad for off-Broadway.
It's like going to see a show in Chicago.
Sure.
The animals seem fairly well trained. It's pretty good. I could do better, but you know.
Yeah,
Ilferi, if you start a theater of zombie animals, I will watch, but I won't be happy about it.
No, I meant,
yeah, the part where the
literally me.
the part where the lead decides to end up with the bear seemed kind of strange, but
Why do you keep saying zombie stuff? I'm not a zombie.
That was out of character.
Oh, well.
In character, Zito has no inkling that you're a zombie.
in character, why are you a zombie? All right.
That was just one of the NPCs. It's just a small child runs up to you and goes, "Why are you a zombie?" His parent comes up. He means parrot. I'm sorry.
He gets those mixed up all the time.
Do you have a dead bird at home or something?
Oh, that
He's
must be
going
funny.
to in about a week.
All right. You guys find a place to stay for the night. Presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get our sleep schedules back on track.
Yeah.
This would be another long rest for you. For anyone who's counting.
Yay.
Hill Fairy.
Yeah.
This
Down
is
to
the
2
most
left.
long rest we've ever had in a game session. Period.
And you wake up plenty of time to make it for the next train in the morning.
How much is a train ticket again?
It was 50 gold.
Cool.
I'm gonna hand Theodore the paperwork I've been filling out.
Okay.
Will you adopt me?
That would be weird. I'm
Hard
younger than him,
marriage.
arguably.
Elferi hands you a stack of the paperwork that you guys fill out when you've found a magic item while on the job, describing a ring.
Once we wrap this up and we take care of the voice of the rots thing, I'll turn this in. All right. I know it means a lot to you. I've just been concerned about my safety for very obvious reasons at this point, but I know it means a lot to you. So
Theodore avoids saying "fat lot of good." Did you?
I think it blocked a hit.
It blocked a couple hits, actually.
Yeah.
I
It
would
did,
not
actually,
have even
but-
been in that hallway had it not been for that ring.
But instead says, "I just think that it's. Yeah, I just think it's better if we follow protocol. Thank you." And he hands the paperwork back to you.
Also, this is a lot of paperwork to do. Like, a lot. I normally have help doing it. You're welcome.
It is weird that you complain about the amount of paperwork when normally you just have a bush do it.
That's the problem. I did this.
Name. Description. It's like
So much paperwork. I don't know why I did that in Theodore's voice. It's because I don't know what Elferi's voice sounds like.
Rah! Yar.
Yar, there be paperwork.
Yar, shrubbles, yar.
Can we cut to Troubles? What's he doing? How's he doing?
Filling out paperwork, isn't
Troubles is on drugs and partying like a rock star.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing a game about that. It doesn't end very well.
What? You're playing
Like-
a game about a shrub on drugs?
he's just-
Well, about
He's
a
just pouring
cop.
booze into
Oh,
his
right.
into the roots of his pot.
I just like troubles at work.
He
You know,
doesn't
he
have a pot
introduced
anymore,
him.
though.
He takes one of those
He's got
like,
roots.
one of those glass
Yeah.
bulbs you use for like long-term
Yeah.
watering.
Yes.
He's just got a wine glass upside down in his roots. Wine bottle.
Why is Shrubbles an alcoholic?
Because Mina introduced him to booze.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, she did. She regrets nothing.
All right. Train time. All aboard.
Train time. Woohoo!
Woot woot.
Woo-hoo.
Pretty uneventful train ride back.
No murder mystery on the train.
Not yet.
Is there a good view of the stars while we're in the train? Like, I guess through a window?
It's daytime.
Oh, I thought it was a full day train.
We spent the
We spent the night in town
yeah.
Oh, okay.
and then are leaving in the morning, so you'll get there in the evening.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
a 10 to
okay.
12-hour ride.
Gotcha.
But we did spend the night in town, so theoretically you could have
Right.
gotten a view of the stars there.
My question is not about the day that we're on the train.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So it'll be a tomorrow evening thing, unless we're going to talk to her as soon as we get off the train.
Probably not. Elferi still seems pretty tired, so I'll go over to the university and see if we can set up a meeting with Zambria for tomorrow. I assume we're having this conversation while we're on the train, getting close to
Yes.
Flint.
Sounds good. I'll see what I can find out about her. Or what to expect tomorrow.
Okay.
Jack,
Yeah.
do you think you could get to the police precinct and see if you can sense anything, any trails of Apet on the what's that guy? Mina, you know him, the Golden Gun.
Rock?
Rock
Yeah.
Records. Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, him.
Give it a shot.
I'm just suspicious at
Give
this
it a-
point.
Diamond encrusted golden pistol shot. All right.
One other thing I meant to ask earlier. The artifacts that Jack and Elferi have,
Yes.
do they have the dust of Apet on them? I'm guessing the answer is no, but I want to see.
I think there's actually something.
Because I've certainly used the ritual around them a few times, and so has Jack. Jack would actually probably notice this more, being that he's physically holding one of the objects.
Yeah.
I need PDF. Okay. So you activate the ritual and examine the items. The amulet and the sword do not emit any of the energy, but the staff does quite a bit.
Fuck. So, the staff's been to Apet. Or has been exposed to the energy of Apet.
I mean,
A lot of it.
That kind of tracks.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
that whole like weird thing that wants to get through this weird barrier whenever. Well, when I was using it previously, it kind of happens, but I have it under control.
Which we assume are the monsters of Gidim. But we know that the monsters of Gidim have the dust of Apet,
Right.
Yeah.
whatever that means.
I
So
think they had to bounce through Apet to get here.
Sound about
that
right.
might make sense, depending on where
Yeah, I
or
don't know
what
what.
Gidim is.
That's my working theory. I'm not saying it's right.
No, it makes sense to me. I just wish we knew.
Yeah.
Well, there's some scholars that we can ask about when we get back.
That's true.
Although I've never personally heard of it in the studies I've done of like the planets and things like that.
Yeah, it could be, but it could be something to the ancients. Maybe it's an ancient name for something else.
True.
Luckily, we've got an ancient scholar to talk to anyway.
Yeah.
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 The train arrives in Flint.
Train of
Take a
lives
drink
and
of my
Flint.
water.
Yummy swamp water.
Mm.
But none of us know that he's swapped it out for swamp water, so we all just think he's drinking normal water.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, maybe it smells weird. Who knows?
Listen, none of us talked about bathing, and some of us went fishing. We walked all the way to Bowl. Like, at this point, I am not assuming anything. Even if we did bathe, I'm not sure how many changes of clothes we bought, and we were in a fucking swamp and it's up to our knees in acid. If anybody smells weird, Mina, even if she notices, doesn't notice at this point.
How
That's
does
because
everyone
all four.
smell?
Oh, all
Me.
four of us smell. Oh, to you, yeah, because all four of us smell like fuck right now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And not the fun kind of fuck.
Even
You
that
love to
smells
smell
not
like
that
fuck right
great
now.
after the fact. Like,
Yeah, it's like the smell is not the best part of fucking. Let's put it that way.
That's fair.
anyways, how's everyone smell?
Like fuck.
But do I like that?
How
That's
much
up
does
to you.
Fairy want to eat us right now?
You don't like eating people that wear perfume and stuff like that. It's not gonna be like that.
You don't.
All right, so the train pulls up in Flint.
Well, hold on. We didn't answer my question. Do they smell like they're wearing perfume?
They smell pretty fine.
Okay.
They don't smell bad.
Okay. Okay, cool.
If they want to fuck us because of how we. All right, the train arrives in Flint.
Yep.
Okay, well, two of us have shit to do.
Yeah.
One
But
of
I
us
don't
is
think
going to bed.
Theodore's scene is going to be a scene.
Okay.
I'm just going to go to the university.
I'm going
And-
with you just in case.
Good call.
I'm going to go see if Rock Rakus gives off the dust of Apet.
Which should be easy and you shouldn't need backup for.
Where does our train arrive in?
Train station.
There's a no. I mean, like,
Number
where
four?
on the map?
Oh,
Number 4 is King Station. Isn't
yes.
is
It
that
is.
not it?
King Station is where you arrive.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I just I'm going alone. I turn into a horse and I go home.
But yeah,
It's my
Theodore.
Okay. Okay. And Jack, you're going right to the prison where Rockrakus was kept? Okay. As you arrive, there's actually quite a crowd outside of um the jailhouse. There's a bunch of dockers calling for Rockrakus to be released. Um, they they seem upset. They're calling for justice. In Parody Lake, they're calling for help for the poor and the nettles, freedom for Bosun Strand, better pay. Um, it's just yeah. Um, and just as you like walk through the door inside, a Molotov crashes behind you on the steps. Um, yeah. the um the desk clerk seems in a bit of a frazzle, but turns to you. What can I help you with? Oh, what are you, another lawyer? Oh, well, sure. I can I can arrange that for you. Um, they they call for someone else to escort you. Um, take you back to um his cell, which is roomy. Um, he has his own cell with like a nice bed. Um, he's uh he's in there. He humming tunes and like seems to be like trying to like come up with a song of some sort. Um, he's got jewelry on. You can see no less than 8 monocles tucked into his pockets. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, give a spider normal vision. Um, he sees you and stops his song. He's like, "Ah, Constable, pleasure to see you." I know it says it somewhere. Like I know it's on here somewhere. uh, Come on. I thought there was something about it on here. Maybe they put it in a weird place. uh, yes, there is a trace on him. That. Been to a lot of places. In the swamp? No. Sure. Um, he seems sincere in that he has not been to a temple in the swamp. Oh yeah, plenty. Hmm. Well, I've been to a lot of places. I went to this one big ol' I think they call it a ziggurat out in Chrysalier. No, it was in Chrysalier. It was a little while back. Man hired me to lead an expedition out there, recover some relics of some kind. Well, the thing that was hired to get was just some sort of big old golden plate. The rest of the anything else I found in there was free game. Yeah, guy called Bergerin. Didn't really like his attitude, so didn't really like his attitude. So when he asked me for a next job, I turned him down. Oh, oh, down with your temple? I'm not surprised. Mine was filled to the brim with traps, mostly fire. Lots of fire. Hmm. So you're a adventuring fella too. Wait, I need you. You're a constable, right? You're gonna you're gonna help me with this whole murder accusation situation. I'm not saying that I want something or not. I'm saying you're gonna help me. He like leans in close and gestures for you to lean in. Um I once hired a sky seer to do some divinations for me. You know, the thing they do. He said he didn't see much of a future for me, but he told me that the constabulary would solve my murder. Well, alleged murder. Pretty sure he meant this. I'm pretty sure I'm not ever gonna die, honestly. Um, just a hunch. Some of the items I've picked up on my travels, you know, to the moon and whatnot. I told you, I don't think I can die. Posture check. You just hear Sam's back crack as he. Tell you what, if you can solve this for me, I'll give you a round trip teleportation anywhere you want to go. I mean, you guys. Generally, the moon is associated with Av. You guys would know that. Fair enough. Well, as you turn to go, Rock just waves after you. Thanks for solving my future murder. Free crime. um, Zeodor, you had to. Zeodor, you head towards Pardwhite University. Mina, were you going with him? All right. Are you heading to Zambria's apartments or what? Okay. Um, you arrive just as guy who has a name. His name's not Kevin. Schmitty Jargenman Jensen. Professor Weber. Just as Professor Weber is locking up the museum for the night. Oh, yes. Well, I'll check in with her, and that shouldn't be a problem. That sounds good. Did you go down to the temple? You were talking about it before. A bit. I wasn't gonna say anything. Yeah. It was almost a week.
I think we're going to go get some rest now.
I think I just noticed. Grave error.
Might as well.
Elfari's up in the crow's nest of his tree boat house. I don't know the order of these nouns.
All of them.
House.
Any order.
House, tree house, boat house.
Tree.
No, but only once.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anything else happening for the evening?
Nothing on my end.
I guess I do look at the stars and ask. I have to look at that spell every time I want to ask a question because I just don't remember the parameters.
And ask, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
Man, that trailer
Is-
for the first Dead Space was so good.
Is Zambria an enemy?
Is Zambria?
Is she Zombria?
Okay. You rest on that question, and in the night, you have a vision of Zambria you have a vision of her opening the portal down in the temple where you saw the seal, and something reaching out to grab a hold of her. And that's where we'll end things for tonight.
Woo!
Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight kind of flew.
We started
Yeah.
a
We
bit
also
late.
started a little late.
In a good way, though.
Well, yeah, because I was working.
It was actually just over 2 hours.
That-
time.
That motherfucker did not go to the moon and get that gun. He stole a golden gun from another temple.
The
Seems
ancients
likely.
had guns?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I agree. It's like he didn't go to the moon. It's like
All
it's
these
some sort
golden
of plan of
weapons have come
bullshit.
from these ziggurats.
I am wishing that Mina had gone with Jack.
I know. So is Catherine. Don't worry, she will rush over there tomorrow.
All right.
The fairy's gonna wake up with a fresh -1 on everything.
Thanks
Yeah.
for joining
Oh,
us, Panda Hero.
what-
And
One
Billy
last thing.
and- Oh, okay.
I just remembered as as Jack is leaving the police precinct, one of the officers is like, "Hey, aren't you Smiling Jack?"
Yeah. Who's asking?
You're under arrest?
What?
I know why. I think I know why.
I mean, cliffhanger,
My-
I assume.
Probably
My
stuff we
suspicion
did.
is he was the one that disposed of all the stuff that we stole.
Yeah, it's probably.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yes! Oh shit! That's 100% what it is.
Because you rolled super bad on your
Yeah, I did.
chat.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that.
That's
We'll
100%
talk
what it
our
is.
way out of that next time.
Oh shit!
I like how they were confused about him being under arrest. Like it was some sort of mystery.
Well, he is a pretty scary guy.
Yeah, they probably just didn't
shit.
want to have to. They probably didn't expect him to come walking into a police station. Is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excuse me, are you criminal? Yes, I am. Oh, you're under arrest, I guess.
Oh, okay, good. I agree.
Okay.
I have committed much crime. Should go to jail now.
This is my first day on the job. This is surprisingly easy.
I'm gonna get so many
They made
promotions for
job
this.
way harder at the academy.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in for KrakenQuest tonight. I think we're back on schedule for Tuesdays being normal.
Cool.
Where?
yeah.
Cool. So tune in next Tuesday for more of this. And
Stunning adventures with the Dead Bird group.
exactly. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Right.